Nola Senna, but you guys can all just call me Nola. So today we're going to look at Brazilian culture through advertising. So if you guys are all ready, we can get started. So I asked you guys all to bring in an example of a Brazilian advertisement. Who wants to go first? Catherine.
The aspect of Brazilian culture that I want to talk about is women's sensuality, and I found this lingerie ad that I think represents that.
Oh, that's an interesting one, Catherine. Well, let's take a look at that one.
Roupa ensina.
Amor, mamãe vem morar com a gente. Meu amor, sabe quem vem morar com a gente? Mamãe. No máximo.
Você é brasileira. Use seu charme. Roupa, bonita por natureza.
Yes, Jackie?
Wasn't that ad banned?
Do you know why it was banned?
Well, I think it's because it reinforces the stereotyping of women as sex objects. It ignores the progress made to get rid of this type of sexism. Also, she's kind of being shown as a ditz, and she's doing all these things that make her seem like a dumb blonde, and it isn't a good way to portray women.
Exactly. And Kevin, that was a good example of a Brazilian ad. But let's look at a lingerie ad that shows women's sensuality that was a successful ad.
Oi, amor.
Oi, e aí?
Notou algo de diferente?
O quê?
Cortei o cabelo.
Ah, tá ótimo.
Gostou do meu vestido novo?
Tá legal. Amor, lingerie nova?
Uma lingerie Reco pode mudar tudo. Reco, a marca do amor.
Catherine, can you see the difference between the two? Do you know why that one was more successful than the other? What do you think?
I realize now that my ad was banned because it objectifies women, and this ad shows more of an empowered woman. And it also shows a more average, everyday woman in comparison to the other ad that shows a supermodel. I think that it seems more realistic and that women will be able to relate to it more and not be offended by how it portrays them.
All right, very good. Who wants to go next? Yes, Jackie?
So since a large percentage of the Amazon forest is located within Brazil, I decided to choose an advertisement that deals with nature. So the ad that I'm going to show was created for the conservation charity WWF by a Brazilian ad agency called DDV. And it was submitted to an advertising festival in June. So here it is.
You guys really know how to pick them today. That ad is actually a very controversial ad as well in Brazil. Does anybody know why?
Yeah, so basically Brazil has a good relationship with America, and they don't want to hurt anyone's feelings by this ad, and they want to keep that bond.
Yes, that's exactly why the ad is considered controversial. It's not clear whether the ad was actually ever broadcast on TV. The DDV Brazil denies making the TV advertisement. Either way, it still exists. So let's look at another Brazilian ad done for WWF that was successful.
If you have on any coal in the stove, and you freeze in the winter, and you curse to the wind at your fate. When you haven't any shoes on your feet, and your clothes seem as better, and you look 30 pounds overweight. When you go to get a word of advice from the fat little pastor, he will tell you it's about evermore. But you hunger to your back, rat-a-tat, at the window. See how love flies out the door. Money makes the world, the world, the world. Money makes the clinking, clanking sound of money, 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 money. Get a little, money, 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 money. Now together, working about it makes the world go round.
So can someone explain the difference between these two ads?
Well, it's obvious why the first one was banned. It's comparing two tragedies to each other that have nothing to do with one another. Obviously, the Americans are going to be hurt by it by portraying the terrorist attacks on 9/11 and comparing that to a tsunami. The second one can be applied to any country. The ads are totally different. The first one reenacts a tragedy in America to show how many were lost in a tsunami. But how can you control a tsunami? We can't. The second one effectively shows us how to preserve the world. The tsunami has nothing to do with our ability or inability to care for the earth. This is comparing an act of terrorism to Mother Nature.
All right, last but not least, Ashley, do you want to come up here and show your ad? By the way, you're looking pretty good today. All right, the ad that I found is a Red Bull ad from Brazil, and I think the cultural aspect that it talks about is religion. So if you want to take a look at it.
Pô, galera, já deu, né? Acho que não vai rolar nada hoje, não. Vou pra casa.
Jesus, por Deus, como você faz isso?
Faz o quê?
Está andando sobre as águas.
Calma, Pedro. Ele só tomou um Red Bull. Red Bull te dá asas.
Nada disso, não é Red Bull, não.
Seria, então, mais um milagre?
E qual é? Milagre nada. Você só tem que ficar esperto onde tem pedra.
Jesus.
All right, well, this is a really recent ad, and actually, it was just banned. Can anyone tell me why?
So as we know, Catholicism is the predominant religion in Brazil, and religion is very important. So in the ad, he said something like, walking on water is no miracle, you just have to know where the stepping stones are. So I would assume that this ad was banned because it downplays the seriousness of religion.
Actually, there is a cachaça ad by the brand Sagatiba, who actually just came out with a print ad featuring the Christ Redeemer. Has anybody else heard about this? So Ashley, can you explain why this ad might be better than the first ad that you showed?
So I think that the second ad works better because even though it's talking about religion, it incorporates the Christ Redeemer image, which is not only religious, but very representative of Brazil in itself. And all Brazilians can identify with it regardless of religion. Also, the Christ Redeemer, I think, is a symbol of hospitality and purity, two things that cachaça similarly represent. And Red Bull and Jesus don't really have anything in common. So I think that's why the second one works better.
All right, really good job today, guys. I hope you guys learned a lot about Brazilian culture and advertising. Next time, we're going to have a guest speaker talking about football. So, woo, get excited.
Kind of talks about religion and they put it on the again.
Okay.
I'm like, dude,
That was made for the World Wildlife Fund. Is that right?
Foundation. Do it, you. Ah.
Oh, so good.
I know.
Excellent. Is that what you said?
Excellent. Mr. Burns.
I kind of did that too. Alright. I'm not channeling no one at all.
Since a large percentage of the Amazon forest is located within Brazil, I decided to choose an advertisement that deals with Ashley!
I didn't know I was doing anything. Sorry.
I know she's watching.
Go away. That was good though.
Thanks.
Not too long ago, because religious groups felt that it was kind of making fun of their religion.